financial results briefing for the fiscal year ended March 2021. I'm Gaku, CEO of RareJob. Today, firstly, I talk about the vision and midterm strategy. Secondly, I talk about the financial result of the fiscal year ended March 2021. Thirdly, I talk about the forecast of the fiscal year ended March 2022, followed by shareholder return policy. RareJob Group vision is chances for everyone everywhere. And we would like to build a platform for people to play active roles globally. As you can see from our vision, we want to give opportunities to lots of people. And that includes a wish to realize a sustainable society. We provide high quality education to lots of people. And in the Philippines, we provide lots of opportunities to work from home using English teaching ability. RareJob Group will continuously work to solve social issues through both its business and corporate activities. By doing so, RareJob Group will continue to pursue the sustainable development goals and contribute to the realization of a sustainable society. RareJob Group is not just an online ESL player anymore. We will become the platform of developing global leaders through lots of activities. Here's the image and some examples that we would like to achieve. We possess lots of assessment data, such as English speaking score, other skills assessment scores, etc. And using those data, for example, people can apply to global companies by just one click and can send resume with required skill certification. Or people study the required skills for promotion based on the assessment score. There will be lots of situations of using the data platform. I'm sure that society will go in this way in the long run. RareJob Group will make these businesses and accelerate the arrival of this future. To achieve the vision I mentioned, we will create the service step by step. Firstly, we focus on acquiring English-speaking assessment score. Let me explain a little bit about the background of it. English language is a must tool to succeed in global business. But in Japan, there are lots of people who cannot speak and cannot do business using English. It's a big issue in Japan. Why does this happen? One reason is that Japan doesn't have appropriate English language outcome measures. In Japan, TOEIC listening and reading score is widely used, but I hear lots of complaints from HR managers. Although employees have high score in TOEIC, they cannot speak English well, and that's why they cannot assign to overseas businesses. We need to change this situation. And also TOEIC has other issues. People have to book tests 1 month before and have to go to the center and get the results 1 month after that. Wow, it's not changing for decades. We have to change this old style. As of now in Japan, TOEIC is the most famous English test for adults. And for kids, Eiken is the most famous English test. When I go to a bookstore, I can see lots of books related to TOEIC. When I search about English learning, I could find lots of articles related to TOEIC. There are lots of business related to TOEIC. This means once PROGOS becomes the standard of English ability test, we can make lots of business related to it. And we will achieve 1 million test taking in this fiscal year. And in 5 years, PROGOS will become the standard of English ability test. Firstly, we focus in Japan, but we will go abroad too, because other countries also have similar issues and we have to solve them. Before, our target market was just domestic English related market. That is around 350 billion Japanese yen. But with PROGOS, we extend our market. So our total addressable market is around 1 trillion Japanese yen in domestic, and including global English, including global, it is around 5 trillion Japanese yen. To achieve our vision, we will achieve 10 billion Japanese yen net sales in each category for consumer, for corporate clients, and for schools. Next is our growth strategy. On top of our data platform, B2C use it for recommendation, and B2B expand to HR solution service. And B2 School tries to mix assistant language teachers and online personalized service. For assessment data platform, we start from English speaking assessment score and gradually expand to other skills like other language skills, global business skills, behavior and personality or non-cognitive skills, etc. For consumer, firstly, we assess users' English ability by PROGOS. And based on that data, we recommend suitable service. It is our RareJob service or other applications. The assessment enables RareJob to provide truly effective learning service to each individual. For corporate clients, using assessment data, we provide total HR solution service from hiring, training service, and talent management service. So firstly, we do the recruitment service, hiring, and then we train employees, and then we do the talent management HR data service. Our assessment, which leads to appropriate employment, development, evaluation, and allocation of Japanese and foreign global leaders, will solve the shortage of skilled workers. For hiring related area, we will start foreigners recruitment service with Japanese language assessment service and Japanese training service. We are partnering with Tokyo University of Foreign Studies and try to start this kind of service. For schools, personalized learning is important, and to do that, assessment is the key for it. we will try offline and online blended learning using assistant language teacher and online learning. We started from B2C, followed by B2B and B2 school. And we will also add overseas by M&A or expanding our services. Next is the result of the fiscal year ended March 2021. Here's the summary of the result of the fiscal year ended March 2021. Net sales has increased 80.2% year-on-year. B2C increased by 21.6%, and B2B increased by 10.7%. Operating income has increased 49.8% year-on-year. Both net sales and operating income have hit record high since the foundation. The impact of COVID-19 to the business. On 2020, April and May, we saw a big effect of COVID-19. People stayed at home and tried to learn English a lot. That's why the number of consumer users increased drastically in the first quarter. But after that, since people get back to normal life, we didn't see any positive effect of COVID-19. And due to the prohibition of international travel, people couldn't go abroad, and then also foreigners didn't come to Japan. So lots of Japanese people, especially adults like 30s to 40s, had less exposure to English compared to before. That made them to lose motivation for learning English. So B2C sales was not that good as expected. For B2B, the growth of sales was restrained due to the suspension of hiring salespeople. For school, even though some schools closed for a while, the impact on the section was quite small. For cost of sales, especially on the first quarter, number of lessons per user increased a lot and cost of sales increased a lot. But as of now, the effect of it is not so big. Next is financial results for the fiscal year ended March 2021. Net sales was 5,331,000,000 Japanese yen, 80.2% increase. Operating income was 669 million Japanese yen, 49.8% increase. Operating income margin was 12.5%, 2.6-point increase. Compared to the initial forecast, both net sales and profit exceeded the initial forecasts. For 5 years, both net sales and operating income are increasing year by year. And here's the breakdown of net sales. For B2C, net sales was 3,742,000,000 Japanese yen, 21.6% increase. For B2B, net sales was 1,589,000,000 Japanese yen, 10.7% increase. Next is the breakdown of expenses. The biggest change was cost of sales. This is because the number of lessons per user has increased, and there was the biggest change was cost of sales, and that is because the number of lessons per user increased. Next is the breakdown of quarterly net sales and expenses. The sales for first quarter decreased due to lower demands by some backlash effects of COVID-19 and sales campaign in B2C and seasonal factor in B2B. The cost of sales increased due to more number of lessons and because of the exchange rate. Next is balance sheet. Cash and cash equivalents increased by 706 million Japanese yen. We want to use it for M&A mainly. Next is free cash flow. Free cash flow increased by 347 million Japanese yen. Next is the forecast of the fiscal year ending March 2022. This year, we invest mainly to B2B progress. For net sales, we expect to reach 6.5 billion Japanese yen, 21.9% increase. B2C is 4.08 billion Japanese yen, 9% increase. And for B2B, 2.42 billion Japanese yen, 52.3% increase. For operating income, we expect to reach 800 million Japanese yen, 19.6% increase. This year, we invest a lot to B2B side, progress. And we will be investing a lot to development, progress-related development, or hiring. And we will achieve high growth. So net sales will increase for the 14th consecutive fiscal year since our foundation. And operating income will also increase for 6 consecutive years and record the highest profit in our history. We announced a 3 years target 2 years ago, and we were able to exceed both net sales and operating income for the past 2 fiscal years. In this fiscal year, the 3rd year, we will also exceed the target. Here's the transition of selling, general, and administrative expenses to sales ratio. This year, we especially invest in progress. So our R&D to sales ratio will increase by 0.1 point, and it will become 11.4%. And for sales and marketing to sales ratio will increase by 0.3 point, and it will become 23.6%. On the other hand, G&A to sales ratio will decrease by 2.7% and become 14.2%. Main initiatives and actions of this fiscal years. Top priority is progress. We will achieve 1 million test taking in this fiscal year. And we expand B2B business. Not only English training, we add global leadership training and other training together with other companies. And we will launch foreigners recruitment service together with Japanese language assessment and Japanese language training. And we will also invest in assessment data platform development. Next is shareholder return policy. We will be returning a commemorative dividend to our shareholders since we were able to move to the first section of Tokyo Stock Exchange. And for other shareholder benefits, we have shareholder gift coupon worth 10,000 yen for RareJob Eikawa. And shareholders who are holding 300 shares or more, they will have shareholder gift coupon worth 100,000 yen for Smart Method course. And about the acquisition of own shares, we will make a flexible decision depending on the price of shares. Thank you for watching RareJob financial results briefing for the fiscal year ended March 2021.